The king's crown is about to be snatched. Noah Lyles just dropped a bombshell that sent shockwaves through the track world. While everyone's focused on Grand Slam track, Lyles has his eyes on something bigger. Usain Bolt's last standing world record is in serious danger, and what Lyles just revealed will change everything. What's going on, track fans? Welcome back to the channel where we bring you the hottest stories from the world of athletics. Today we're talking about something massive. Noah Lyles, the reigning Olympic 100-meter champion, has just made a declaration that's got everyone talking. Now, let me paint you a picture. It's May 2009, the streets of Manchester, England. The world's fastest man, Usain Bolt, is about to do something unprecedented. They've literally placed a track in the middle of a high street, and Bolt is about to run a distance that rarely gets attention, the 150 meters. What happens next? Boom! 14.35 seconds. A world record that seemed untouchable. The Jamaican Lightning Bolt had struck again, and everyone thought this record would stand forever. His final 100-meter split an insane 8.72 seconds. This wasn't just fast, this was alien-level speed. But fast forward to 2024, and something incredible happened at the Atlanta City Games. Noah Lyles steps onto that same unconventional distance, and what does he do? He runs 14.41 seconds, just 0.06 seconds off Bolt's record. That's closer than anyone has ever gotten to any of Bolt's world records. But here's where it gets interesting. When Lyles crossed that finish line, he wasn't celebrating. He was aggravated. Why? Because he knew how close he was. That 0.06 seconds? It's been eating at him ever since. And now, in 2025, he's coming back with a vengeance. The Atlanta City Games are set for May 17, 2025. And Lyles isn't just participating. He's on a mission. This isn't about prize money. This isn't about fame. This is about legacy. This is about proving that the torch has been passed, that there's a new sheriff in town. But wait, there's more drama brewing. While Lyles is laser-focused on breaking Bolt's record, there's been massive controversy about Michael Johnson's Grand Slam track league. And Lyles? He's been brutally honest about why he's not joining the $30 million league. In a recent interview with Run, Lyles didn't hold back. He said, "If a tree falls in the woods and nobody's around to hear it, did the tree fall? Boom! Shots fired!" He's basically saying that without proper TV coverage, what's the point of running if nobody can see it? And get this, while athletes are winning $50,000 prizes in Grand Slam track, Lyles is more concerned about marketability and visibility. He even called out the Diamond League's move to FlowTrack, which costs $149.99 a year compared to Peacock's $59.99. The man knows his business. Here's what's really interesting. Lyles straight up said, "Money is not the thing that's going to drive me every time." This is coming from a guy who could easily cash in on the Grand Slam track paydays. Instead, he's chasing immortality. He wants that Bolt record more than any paycheck. He's been crystal clear. Until Grand Slam track gets a major TV sponsor and fills those stadiums, he's not interested. The opening event in Miami, only 6,000 fans in a 35,000-seat stadium. That's not the stage Lyles wants to perform on. But let's talk about what's happening in Atlanta. Lyles won't be running alone. He's facing Jarnell Hughes, Alexander Ogando, and Ferdinand Omanyala, 4 of the top 20 fastest 150-meter runners ever. This isn't going to be a solo time trial. This is going to be a battle. And here's a stat that should scare everyone. Every single time Lyles has run the 150 meters, he's gotten faster. Think about that. He's literally improving with each attempt. The progression is real, and the record is in serious jeopardy. But this isn't just about one record. Lyles has his eyes on the Tokyo World Athletics Championships in September 2025. He's not just going for one gold. He wants the triple, 100 meters, 200 meters, and 4x100 meters relay. This man is on a mission to cement his legacy as the greatest sprinter of this generation. And speaking of competition, there's a teenage sensation named Gout warming up for his first senior major competition. The next generation is coming, and Lyles knows his window to make history is now. For those who don't know the significance of the 150 meters, let me drop some knowledge. This distance has a legendary history. Back in 1997, it was the battleground for settling who was the world's fastest man, Donovan Bailey or Michael Johnson. That race ended in controversy when Johnson pulled up with a hamstring injury, but Bailey claimed the $1 million prize. Then came the epic trilogy between Bailey and Linford Christie from 1995 to 1997. These races weren't just competitions, they were statements about speed supremacy. And now, Lyles is writing the next chapter in this storied history. What's fascinating about Lyles is his approach. While other athletes are chasing money in new leagues, he's chasing immortality. He's been quoted saying he wants to be remembered as more than just fast. He wants to be an icon, a legend, someone who transcended the sport. Remember, this is the same guy who calls himself the fastest man in the world, who brings showmanship to every race, who isn't afraid to speak his mind. When he says he's going after Bolt's record, you better believe he means business. Breaking 14.35 seconds demands perfection. Bolt's record featured an incredible 8.72-second final 100-meter split. That's superhuman speed maintenance. The 150 meters is a unique beast. Not quite sprint, not quite middle distance. It demands explosive power and speed endurance, a rare combination. The straight track changes everything. Unlike the 200 meters with its curve, the 150 meters is pure, raw velocity from gun to tape. No technical turns, just devastating speed. Lyles has proven he possesses this lethal combo. His Olympic 100-meter gold showcases his explosiveness, while his 200-meter dominance demonstrates his endurance. He's built for this distance. Mark my words, Noah Lyles will shatter Bolt's record on May 17, 2025. That 0.06-second gap, it's been eating at him for an entire year. He's hungrier, stronger, and more determined than ever. While turning down Grand Slam track millions, Lyles chose legacy over money. He's not chasing paychecks. He's hunting immortality as the first person to break a Bolt world record. This isn't just about one record. It's about shifting the entire landscape of sprinting. Bolt's mark seemed untouchable, almost mythical. If Lyles succeeds, it signals a seismic shift. Suddenly, every Bolt record becomes vulnerable. The 9.58 in the 100 meters, the 19.19 in the 200 meters, all fair game. One crack in the armor could bring down the entire fortress. Here's the million-dollar question. What truly defines greatness in track? League contracts, prize money, or the records that outlive us all? Lyles has answered definitively. While others chase dollars in new leagues, he's pursuing something priceless, a permanent place in history. The stage is set for May 17, 2025 at the Atlanta City Games. This isn't just another race, it's a generational moment. Will Lyles achieve the impossible and finally break a Bolt world record? What's your call? Can Lyles break 14.35? Drop your predictions below. Subscribe and hit that notification bell for our Atlanta City Games coverage. You won't want to miss history in the making.
Get the down!
Another Olympic scandal explodes. Fred Curley, one of Team USA's brightest stars, is behind bars again. But what led to this shocking twist? Let's take a closer look. Fred Curley, the American track star with 2 Olympic medals, has been arrested in South Florida on battery charges, derailing his planned appearance at the prestigious Grand Slam track event in Miami. This marks the second arrest for the sprinter in 2025, raising serious questions about his future in the sport just 134 days before the World Championships in Tokyo.
And we start with breaking news. As we come on the air, Olympic track star Fred Curley arrested for a second time in South Florida. And this time, it involves another Olympian.
According to law enforcement reports, Curley, 29, was booked at Broward County Jail on May 1st, 2025, and charged with touch or strike battery. The Olympic medalist allegedly punched his ex-girlfriend, fellow Olympian Elisha Johnson, in the face with a closed fist during an encounter at a hotel, causing her nose to bleed. Johnson, 29, told police she ran into Curley while heading to an appointment with her conditioning coach. The arrest report indicates that Johnson's injuries were consistent with her statements about the altercation.
I'm Elliot Rodriguez. Police say it all happened after he allegedly assaulted a police officer, but his girlfriend tells us she thinks police overreacted.
Johnson and Curley had been romantically involved for approximately 6 months before ending their relationship in October 2024. His bond was set at $1,000, according to reports from the New York Daily News. Grand Slam track officials confirmed Curley's absence from competition in a statement. Fred Curley was arrested last night. The matter is under active investigation, and all inquiries should be directed to the Broward County Sheriff's Office. Fred will not compete this weekend. The organization declined to provide further comment on the situation.
Lauren and Jim, what we know is Curley is currently here being held at Broward Jail waiting to be released after posting bond. But according to an arrest affidavit, the victim in this case is a fellow Olympian and his ex-girlfriend, Alicia Johnson. Curley, according to Broward Sheriff's Office, ran into Johnson at a conditioning appointment she was at a Le Meridian Hotel in Dania Beach. The two are in town for a track and field event. She told deputies he began arguing with her and became aggressive before punching her in the face, causing her nose to bleed. Back in January, Curley was arrested on Miami Beach for battery.
But wait, there is more. This incident represents a significant setback for Curley, who has established himself as one of track and field's most versatile and accomplished sprinters. Born May 7, 1995 in San Antonio, Texas, the 6'3", 185-pound athlete has compiled an impressive resume that includes silver in the 100-meter at the 2020 Tokyo Olympics, 9.84 seconds, bronze in the same event at the 2024 Paris Olympics, 9.81 seconds, and gold in the 100 meters at the 2022 World Championships in Eugene.
Way well, and indeed he has done. Xu Bingtan, the fast starter, is going backwards a little bit. Ash coming through, and Hughes on the far side. 9.79. Hang on. I'll say that again. 9.79 in the first.
What makes this arrest particularly troubling is that it's Curley's second run-in with law enforcement this year. In January, he was arrested in Miami Beach after a confrontation with police and charged with battery, resisting an officer, and disorderly conduct. According to track analysts, this recent incident could potentially violate his probation terms from the earlier arrest, which might result in extended detention until his court date, a process that could take weeks or even months. The timing couldn't be worse for Curley's athletic career. With the World Athletics Championships in Tokyo approaching, Curley had publicly stated his goal of reclaiming the 100-meter world title. The sprinter had recently shown promising form, breaking 45 seconds in the 400 meters at the Mount SAC Relays on April 19th and performing well during the opening weekend of the Grand Slam circuit. Beyond the legal repercussions, the arrest has led to immediate professional consequences. Reports indicate Curley has been dismissed from Grand Slam track, with his name and image removed from the Miami event listings for both the 100-meter and 200-meter races. While he remains listed among the circuit's competitors for 2025, his status for future meets remains uncertain. The Grand Slam Track Series, founded by four-time Olympic gold medalist Michael Johnson, represents a direct challenge to the established Diamond League. The inaugural season features 4 meets in 2025, but Curley's participation in the remaining events now hangs in the balance. This tumultuous period follows what was already a chaotic 2024 season for Curley. Last year, he parted ways with his sponsor ASICS, struggled to break 10 seconds in the build-up to the U.S. Olympic trials, and made headlines with a bold claim on Twitter that his next race would result in a world record and 44 seconds in the 400 meters. His personal best of 9.76 seconds in the 100 meters, set during the 2022 U.S. Championships, ranks him as the 6th fastest man in history over the straightaway sprint. This is Eliud Kipchoge, the man who many consider to be the greatest marathoner of all time. His legacy stands at a critical turning point as he approaches the 2025 London Marathon. In the 2019 London Marathon, Kipchoge won his 4th London title, officially winning this race more than any other male athlete before him. But the manner in which he won this marathon was just shocking. For the opening half, Kipchoge split a time of 1 hour, 1 minute, and 37 seconds, still running right next to many of the world's best marathoners. But for the final half marathon, Kipchoge dropped the hammer with a closing half in 61 minutes flat. For his final 2 miles, this is where he really went crazy, dropping a split of 8 minutes and 56 seconds. The best marathon there has ever been dominates. Kipchoge really proved his untouchable status on this London course. Now 6 years in the past, and my goodness, did he ever make it look easy. After breaking the world record yet again in Berlin in 2022, and then winning his second Olympic title in the Tokyo Marathon, many speculated that this man just might be untouchable until the day that he retires. However, like all things, what goes up must come down. In the 2023 Boston Marathon, Kipchoge took a pretty significant loss, only placing 6th and finishing more than 3 minutes behind the eventual winner, Evans Chebet. At 38 years old, Kipchoge was no longer the unbeatable athlete that crushed his competition by minutes and minutes. He was now officially just another very talented marathoner.
All right, Elliot, welcome back to London. I know you spoke in the press conference earlier. Last year was a difficult season for you with your marathons. Why do you think that was? What do you think went wrong last year?
I don't think there was a big mistake, but you know, when you train for 5 months and you don't get the result, and you know, then that's a big challenge. And you know, a lot was going on, and but all in all is that I have to wake up, go to training every day, and I'm ready for Sunday.
This rather abrupt halt in his true dominance in the marathon took an even steeper dive downwards when it came to the 2024 Paris Olympic Games. For the first time in his career, Kipchoge wasn't even able to finish, citing extreme pain in his hips and back. He was actually driven away from the course just after passing 30 kilometers. Seeing this happen to such a talented athlete was not only shocking, but quite devastating. For more than 10 straight years, Kipchoge was the voice of inspiration and determination around the running world. If he had managed to win this Olympic marathon, he would have been the first athlete in history to win 3 marathon titles. However, time itself truly appeared to be Eliud Kipchoge's biggest rival. This brings us to 2025. In this year's London Marathon, we officially have one of the deepest and most anticipated races in marathon history. The incredible talent that will be assembled this Sunday to attack the streets of London is absolutely outstanding.
Do you still feel like you're healthy? Like
Yes, I'm healthy.
Yeah?
Yes.
And your sessions, do you run them, I mean, are you running them as fast as you used to when you were in world record shape? Are they the same or are they any different now?
I'm running in a good way. Finishing my session is in a good way, in a happy way. Yeah.
What would be, you know, what would be a good race for you, a good result for you on Sunday?
I think I want to run a beautiful and a good result. So I want to run with the fast people, and you know, the results I'm getting in, I will be satisfied, move on.
In today's press conference just a few hours ago, Kipchoge has left the world once again super excited about the prospects of his running this weekend. When inquired about this year's London expectations, Kipchoge was once again quite cryptic about his goals. He said he was looking to run a beautiful marathon. He talked about how his training has never really changed, and he was very optimistic about running this weekend. But then he was asked about the expected pace for this year's London race, as it was recently announced that the lead pacers are expected to hit an opening half marathon in around 61 minutes or slightly slower. Here was his response to this question. Opening half split will be around 61 low, I would think. Is that still a pace you feel comfortable running? Absolutely.